let's get started. I'm using some leftover cake and I'm just crumbling it up in the bowl. And I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of my buttercream. I'm looking for a Play-Doh consistency. You don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry. It has to be able to hold its shape. I'm using my small ice cream scooper and I'm getting about 2 scoops and I'm packing it in firmly and rolling them and shaping them. Again, if it's too wet, they're not gonna hold their shape. If it's too dry, it's just gonna crumble in your hands. So if you have to add more buttercream, this is the time to do it. But in the meantime, we just keep rolling and shaping. Now to melt my chocolate, I'm using Paramount crystals. This is going to help with consistency. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way with the Paramount crystals. Now I'm making sure that all the chocolate is melted. I don't want any lumps within the chocolate. If there are, continue to stir, but be careful. If you're not using the Wilton chocolate melter like I'm using, you may burn it if you cook it for too long. So pay attention. Now I'm using oil candy color from AmeriColor to color my chocolate. And I'm looking for very, very, very dark blue, so I'm gonna use a nice amount. And then I'm also gonna use a little bit of black, just to help darken up the color. The good thing about using this melter is that the heat actually helps develop my color. Don't worry, you can get beautiful dark colors. And I found that the oil, the candy colors, work way better in chocolate than the gel. I reached the perfect color and the perfect consistency. Isn't it gorgeous? Now I'm gonna turn my chocolate warmer from heating to warm. I don't want my chocolate to be too hot because I'll end up with cracks later on in the process. Now that my cake balls are ready, I have my Cakepop sticks and my chocolate, and I'm gonna take my Cakepop sticks and I'm just gonna dip the tip of it into my chocolate and then start inserting them into my cake balls. Now once all of these are completed, I'm gonna place them into the freezer no more than 15 minutes. Or again, it'll be too cold and you'll end up with cracks in your finished product. And I'm gonna take each of my cake pops and dip them into the chocolate, lightly tapping it against the side to get rid of any excess chocolate. You don't wanna tap too hard because you don't wanna break your ball and have it fall into the chocolate. But it's pretty simple. Dip, tap, and then place inside your cake pop holder and allow them to dry. Now if you want clean, sharp cake pops, you can always take a knife and round out the bottom, or you can add sprinkles at the top to kind of cover any peaks around the cake pop. But if you are going to add sprinkles, make sure you add them before it dries completely, or it's going to be a lot harder to do. But it's not hard to make cake pops. Go ahead and give this a try.